Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I cannot believe that it is 3:30 in the morning and I am finally vlogging. Stop and get gas. And I went in the restroom inside. I guess you guys didn't need to know that, but because I've been driving around, I had 2 Diet Cokes. I said I was only gonna have 1 and I had 2. I'm not doing very good tonight. And, but like this is all I have left, just to show how much I've been talking on the phone. I left the house at like 12 o'clock to go vlog, and I've been on the phone all this time. So anyway, I was like, okay, I need to start vlogging. So while I was filling the gas tank, I was like, I'm gonna use the restroom. And I brought my other little bag tonight. This is the other Coach bag that I bought. I'm using them exclusively as camera bags now, see? So I have 1 battery. Oh, where is it? Where's my other battery? Oh, there it is. So that I know where to like reach in, obviously, and not find it. But I shouldn't have gone in there. Well, one thing is so funny is it's 3:30 in the morning, and I ran into a friend of mine from my home group meeting while I'm like going through and looking at all the food choices that I had, which was so funny that I ran into her. It was so random. But anyway, so I got some snacks for when I'm done, because I really want to listen to the Janet DeLeon book. These are my snacks. I got a bag of treats right here. Okay, so put my mask away because this is my brand new mask. My treats are coming out all over my bag over here. When I started talking on the phone, I had it charged. My phone was at 10%, just to prove to you guys how long, not that you don't believe me, but just to prove how long I've been on the phone. It was at 10% when I started talking on the phone, charging it, and it's now at 96%, so needless to say, it's charged. Okay, I have 2 bags over here. So you guys wanna see what I got? I got Lay's sour cream potato chips, and some combos. And then I eat those with cheese. Where's my cheeses? These cheeses. And then I got some Reese's eggs. And orange juice. I wanted it with pulp in it. I really like orange juice with pulp. But this is so unhealthy. I'm so hungry. When Alex came home tonight, I made a sandwich. And, here, I'm gonna loosely tie this so it sits in the back until I'm done vlogging. And then I filled my gas tank. It took me $46.09 to fill my gas tank. Oh my. I told Tanya tonight, I said, because I filled my gas tank with her, and I was like, what night did I fill my gas tank? I can't believe it's taken me, or like I'm filling my gas tank again so soon. And she goes, Monday night? I go, I really went through an entire tank of gas from Monday to Wednesday. Like, I've driven around a lot, but not that much. And she was like, well, maybe it was Sunday night. I honestly don't remember when it was. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Look at my beard. I need to trim my beard. What a mess I look like. Do you ever just not care? Are you just ever just sometimes like, as I put on my lip gloss to look so pretty, are you ever just like, who cares if I look good or not? Here, I'm gonna put it over here so I can find it when I wanna reapply my lip gloss. So anyway, yeah, that's been my night. I'll tell you about my day in just a second. Let's go in here and read some comments from the vlog. My daytime vlog that I did earlier. Hold on a second, let me pull this. I need my reading glasses. Emily said, gosh, if there's anything I can certainly look forward to, it's Peter's vlogs. Yay! Oh, thank you. Queen Mary novel writer said, Blue Heart. I'm having such a hard time reading these. Andrea said, such great news about the puppers. Thank you. I hear you about the headaches. I have one every single day, and by the grace of God, it doesn't turn into a migraine. It sucks. Please get that checked out. Jessica said, I'm watching this while purging my socks and underwear bra drawers. You're so much fun to listen to. I'm a psychiatric RN. Thank you for your service during all of this time, and always. And I work in crisis intervention in the emergency department of a small city hospital. I work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and it's hard to wind down from a tough day. I'm awake until 3 a.m. listening to you, and it's the highlight of my day. Thank you for being you, Peter. I love you. Oh, thank you so much. Tara said, there's something cozy about nighttime vlogs, but I'm excited to watch any vlog you put out. Oh, thank you. I just started Surviving Death, and I'm so excited. I felt like I had watched everything interesting already, so thank you for the recommendation. I'm really impressed with this documentary. Like, I think it's really, really well done. And not just because I'm interested in that. I feel like they kind of approach it from all different angles. A lot of people commenting about me saying that about the migraines. A lot of people giving suggestions, so thank you. Natalie. Bree said she has something similar. And she said she's tried so many things and nothing works. Yeah, a lot of people have suggested to me to get the Botox for my migraines. My neurologist said, he said you can try it if you want. He didn't think it was going to really help much. Dane said, I don't jump on the vlogs as religiously as I used to because work was insane. Because work was insane with COVID. Closed now again though. Oh, I'm sorry. I miss the wolf pack. I watch whenever I can, and it's such a nice way to unwind. Love you, Peter. Thank you, Dane. Alyssa was talking about when I was talking about Alex and I and our spiritual differences, and she said, I'm spiritual. My fiance, the father of our 2 sons, is atheist as well. We never have issues about it either. I mean, it's just like a non-issue between Alex and I. People always think that's strange, but it works. Kayla said, I'm starting an internship as a veterinary tech for school. Oh, congratulations. For school very soon. And listening to you talk about your fur babies makes me so excited for what I'm about to get into. To be able to care for pets who in return give so much love to their owners is a reward. Can't wait for it. You know, that's obvious. That's honestly something that if I could go back and do my life over, I think that's an area I would maybe, I'm just not science minded. I was never good at science classes. Even when I studied really hard, I still struggled with them. But that would be an area that I would be interested in going into. Gina put blue hearts. Tiffany put blue hearts and a smiley face like that. Butters Love Castillo said, love these daytime vlogs and the beautiful sunrise. It was pretty today. Karen put blue hearts. Hey, Karen. Stacy said, I love the mix of night and day vlogs. Consistency can be nice, but I appreciate the variety. Thanks for sharing with us. Maricela said, glad Tucker is doing well. Boy, have you been busy on your other channels. Great content. Thank you. I have been very busy today, especially. Okay. C said she takes a monthly shot. I've never heard of this. In Galady? For my migraines, it works good. I've never heard of that, so I don't know. I'll have to ask my neurologist about it. MM said, maybe getting another dog would be a good idea. If something happens to one of your dogs, the other dog will need a companion, in my opinion. We had kind of a deep conversation about the dogs tonight. Angel said, I'm glad Tucker is doing good. Makes me so happy. Share Bear said, do you go to your home group meeting once a week, or how does it work? So a home group meeting is typically a meeting. I can think of like other meetings that like sometimes meet every day, like in a recovery clubhouse or something like that, that maybe like if it's a group, because it's typically a group that's a home group. There's a difference between a group and a meeting, and I'm not going to get into that. That's like a long discussion. It's like basically how the meeting is filed. But a home group is a meeting that you make a commitment to be at every week, or the majority of weeks. I mean, it's not like a big deal if you miss a week or 10 weeks or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of people at my home group that go away for winter, so they're like gone all of winter. But a home group is a meeting that you make a commitment to go to once a week and to be an active participant in, that to attend outside of that when they have like what are sometimes called business meetings, but not every, like some people call them home group meetings or whatever, where you discuss like you vote on things and things like that, and then you are willing to hold service positions and things like that. But like, just because it's my home group meeting, there are like a lot of people that go there that it's not their home group meeting. They just go to that meeting. Does that make sense? But like, maybe their home group meeting is another meeting. Like, you can go to a meeting and make it your home group. Like, it's recommended in recovery that you have a home group meeting that you're committed to and that you go to every week. But like, you can go to that meeting and it, like, there's a lot of people at my meeting that it's not their home group. Does that make sense? Impassion said, I'm trimming my hair, doing some crust white strips, putting cuticle oil on. Peter is great to listen to while I catch up on my beauty stuff. Share Bear said, oh my God, same, just trimmed my own bangs, which never turns out. My mom, back in the day, she used to trim her own bangs, and she would go like, because like one eye of my mom's like eyelid or something like drooped a little bit. And so when she would trim across, she would go like this. And it drove her crazy. Sean said, Peter, I just finished being in drama class. Now I'm here for some, there was a lot of drama today. I'm having a hard time keeping up. Peter, I just finished being in drama class. Now I'm here for some good jitty time with my fellow wolf pack. Okay. Caitlin said Jerky's is on Amazon. No, is it really? Oh my God, I'm gonna die if I get on Amazon. I am so over, can I just tell you? If it's on Jerky's, if it's on Amazon, I'm gonna order some. Jerky's famous sauce. I don't see it. Oh, there it is! Oh my God. You can get it on $9. Are you kidding? $63 for some of it. You can get, I wonder if it's still like current though. You can get a 10-ounce pack of 2 for $13.47. That seems pretty doable. But then on Prime, $21 for a pack of 3. I don't need 3 packs. You can get it on, as soon as today, on Prime, a 10-ounce pack of 1 for $9.10. I might be convinced to have to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Elizabeth put a bunch of blue hearts. Hey, Elizabeth. She's so good to comment on every video of mine. You're so sweet. Britt said, just got done with the drama video. Was great to come over here and see Sunshine Peter. Love ya. Love you. APAZ said, sending lots of positive energy from Arizona. And Jennifer said, right back at you from Chile, Illinois. I love that you guys comment to each other. It makes me so happy. Stephanie said, oh my God, I love that song. It's pronounced Gautier. I knew that. I don't know why I always pronounce it wrong, but thank you. Weird one, but I love that song. Someone that I used to know. I hate that song. Did I just say I like that song? I hate that song. Megan said, I seriously just told myself, you guys are so nice to me. I'm going to listen to some Peter while I organize my cabinets, and then the notification popped up. So excited, great vlog as usual. Oh, thank you. And then you guys are like commenting to her on here. Sounds like my kind of pastime, LOL, I'm being serious, said Impassion. And then she said, she responded to her and said, Megan said, I'm glad that I shared that. It was actually for an older, oh wait. There's like comments missing there. I don't know what that's about. Jacqueline said, oh, this is from May 12th. I've been watching your vlogs for years, and it's the only thing that gives me ongoing comfort. I've never commented. Love you so much. Oh, that was sweet. Honey said, I came for the drama, but I stay for the vlogs. I can't tell you how much I enjoy your car videos. It always feels like I'm hanging out with a good friend, especially since the pandemic. You guys, like, you're so nice. Thank you so much. Amy said, I'm sober 6 months on the 27th. Thanks to you. Oh my God, congratulations. That is amazing. I have like something right here that itches. I truly believe this. This was my December 29 vlog. Penny said, this is super great information on managing money and credit card debt management. Very inspirational and true. I don't remember what I said, but thank you. Oh, here's people commenting on the... Oh, this is from yesterday on the John Benet Ramsey thing. Everybody's talking about the brother. Patty said, I started and finished The Night Stalker. I was born in 80 and never heard of this case. As soon as they shown this picture, I correlated to American Horror Story. I always use super... Oh, on my cut. She's going into something else. Okay. When I lived in Illinois, my fingers would crack and hurt so bad from the cold while smoking outside. It helps so much. Just make sure to soak skin first so it's pliable and squeeze, cut together, and apply glue. I'm going to remember that. It's like healed now. My thumb is better now. But I'm like careful to snap it because when I see it still kind of stings. What was I going to tell you? I've been sitting here for 17 minutes outside the gas station. What was I going to say that you said? Okay, oh, The Night Stalker. You guys, I'm having a hard time getting into that documentary. I don't know why. I started watching it, and it's like having read the book, like I know the names of all the detectives and stuff, but I'm just like not super into it. I don't know what it is. Megan, another Megan said, this is not the same Megan, is it? It's a different Megan. Hold on a second. Why can't I find? Is this the same Megan? Where can I not find Megan's comment that... Oh, here it is. It's a different Megan. That's Megan K from before. And this is Megan H. Peter, the coffee, cola, LaCroix. I said just coffee, I think, the other day, but it's coffee cola. Peter, the coffee, cola, LaCroix is very good and hard to find. I'm happy to hear your voice tonight as I'm lying here with my dog, who I found out yesterday doesn't have much time left. Your pups are going to be fine. Sending positive vibes and smiles. Oh, Megan, I am so sorry. Will you spend as much time as you can? That makes me so sad. I'm so sorry. Holly said, hi, Peter. Love and Billy Joel replaced to the Christmas stations. Love usually changes to something else after February. Much love from Florida. Well, that would make sense then why all of my Christmas channels went back to that. But I don't, like, I had changed them, so I don't understand. Like, I had changed them to something else. So maybe it just went back to what my previous programming was. Adriana said, yes to a 4 or 5 hour long vlog. And yes, I do love so much when you do that. Referring to when you come back at the end for one more I love you. That made my day. I love you, Peter. I know people think it's so corny when I do that. I know it's corny when I do it. I think it's corny. I love you. She said, that made my day. I love you, Peter. I'm slowly getting through the vlog since I've been so obsessed reading so many books lately for my 100 book goal inspired by you. Aww. Thank you so much. Oh, there's Elizabeth with blue hearts again. Lauren said, I still like Oasis, Wonderwall, Peter, Jacob Dylan, Wallflowers. Yes, that's what it is. Beverly Hills by Weezer is worth adding. Okay. Jess said, I've always said that if Jesus could preach from any rock he was standing on, I can praise him from anyone too. I like that saying. I like that. Nina said, you're talking about liquid Band-Aid, and I swear last night I found liquid Band-Aid in my closet by my bathroom last night. I didn't know we had any I didn't know we had any, and let me tell you, the bottle is definitely at least a decade old, but it still works. I'm gonna get some of that. Stephanie said, is that my front step? Oh, it is. She changed her profile picture. She said, hello, Peter. Best wishes for happiness and love to all. And to all, a good night. She didn't say that, but I'm saying it. Lucy said, I brush my cat's teeth every night. Y'all didn't try to provide dental care for them? Well, like when they were younger, to be honest with you, I didn't know how important it was. And our vet didn't really say anything to us about it when we were when they were younger. I mean, I had heard from people like give them the greenies because that's supposed to be good for their teeth and stuff like that. But like we had a different vet at that time, and they weren't as like hardcore about the teeth stuff. So no, I honestly didn't really know a whole lot about it back then. Eddie said random, but Manny MUA is fine AF. He is a cutie, isn't he? He's so sweet too. He's very nice. Tracy said, you did it. You were so excited about reading 100 books. I got excited about books. I started my reading challenge this year with Goodreads. My challenge, 24 books this year. I've read 5 books so far. Well, girl, you're going to hit it. My 6th book is Parable of Sour by Octavia E. Butler. Good for you. Congratulations. The Bookish Cat said, my favorite part of my day is finishing my schoolwork so I can turn on your vlogs. I'm definitely going to add the chill station to my Sirius XM. I love that station. Julie, hey Julie! Said, hi Peter, me too, I love Live and Let Die. I love that movie. I was like obsessed. That's the one where Jane Seymour like reads the tarot cards in it. I was so scared of that movie when I was a little kid and I saw it. Eddie said, the John Benet Ramsey case always hits me a little different because we were the same age. And someone said, that's like the Sarah Payne case in England. She was the same age as me when it happened. My dad wouldn't let me out of the house alone for months, LOL. And then Eddie said, I agree. He responded, I don't know that case, but I understand a case that just hits you, you know? I don't know why the Golden State Killer case hit me so much. I honestly think like I was more, it was almost more like I became obsessed with Michelle McNamara. If you don't know the book I'm talking about, it's, here, let me say it for you for the 9 millionth time. I'll Be Gone in the Dark. One woman's, I don't know why I can never say that. One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer by Michelle McNamara, wife of Patton Oswalt. I think I was probably more kind of obsessed with Michelle McNamara and her, like, researching the case than anything else. Someone that I used to know. Aaron said, Peter, literally I can listen to you all day, which I've been doing. Too much. Aw, thank you. Angel said, I've had such a bad anxiety-filled day. You have no idea how much watching these videos helps. Just hearing you talk about anything and everything is so calming. Thank you for the smiles. Thank you so much, Angel. And then people went in here and were so sweet to her. You guys are so nice to each other in the comments. Emily said, Peter, we have so much similar taste in music. Another reason I love you. Oh, thank you. Bryce's Gabby, some babe, said, when I was dating my husband, I dropped his Lacoste bottle on the bathroom floor at his parents' house, college students at the time. That stuff smelled so good, but that amount made the whole house smell like, oh man, a teen boy trying to impress the ladies. Do you guys remember like the Axe body sprays and stuff? It's so funny to think like when Alex and I first got together, we used to use that Axe. I mean, not like that wasn't the cologne that we would use every day, but like when we would like come home and take a shower before we went to bed, we used Axe, Phoenix deodorant and bodies, and then we would use the body spray. And it's like if we got done working out and eating dinner, we would come home and take showers and get into bed, you know, and relax and stuff. And we would use that deodorant and spray that Axe stuff on. I can't stand that stuff. Jenny Jen Jen said, Jenny Jen Jim or Jenny Jen Jim? Jenny Jen Jim. I watched the John Bonet special and there is new evidence. DNA was found on her underwear, which was tested and excluded any male family member and 3 of the men on the suspect list. The lead investigator who introduced and proved the intruder theory has passed away, but his daughters are working with a team of his prior colleagues to obtain and test DNA samples of the 20 suspects on his suspect list. His granddaughters have a podcast detailing his extensive notes on the case. It was pretty interesting. Oh, well, I might have to go back in there and watch that. Eddie said, I went 25 days without drinking beer. I relapsed on Saturday, but I have 3 days. Thank you for your videos. Congratulations on your 3 days. You should be very proud of yourself. And let me just tell you what makes me so happy is that there are literally 16 comments underneath here of people congratulating him. And that is so awesome. I love that. So with that, hold on. Impassioned said, I love mixing LaCroix with half lemonade in a big cup with lots of ice. Passion fruit, mango, and grapefruit over my face. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try this. The Essential Forager said, trying this, obsessed with lemonade, but so much sugar. Crystal Light lemonade, I think, has low sugar, and it's good. Oh, YouTube News said, have you watched Surviving Death on Netflix? Because I need your review. Well, I just started watching it, so. Oh, wait, what is this? Allison said, I work at the Meijer in my city in Michigan, and I love it when you say that you went to the Meijer. I love you and your videos. I've been watching you since before I got a job at the Meijer. Oh, thank you. Angel said, I'm from Michigan, too, and I always laugh when he says that, LOL, the Meijer. I catch myself saying that now when I go there. And then Allison responded and said, me too, I put the in front of every store name in honor of Peter. He didn't say it in this video though, but I had finally had to say something. I'm in Wayne County. Are you close to there? And then, so then Megan says, I love the Meijer. I love the Meijer too. One more comment. Juan, well, 2 more comments. Juan said, hello, Peter, hello from LA. Hello, Juan. Jess said, love you, Jeff, Good V Bezos only said, love you, Peter, love you too. And Vicky said, Peter, you're my favorite YouTuber. And Megan said same. Megan is in the replies of a lot of people. So, and then people are going in and talking about tea and stuff. So that'll be the last comment. You guys are so nice to me. Let's see if I got a new one while I was reading this. No. Anyway. Should we drive? It's gonna stop in a minute. It's at 29 minutes exactly right now. Anyway, let's see what's going on the Twitter. More drama. God, it's been a drama-filled day over there today. Someone that I used to know. Now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head and I hate that song. Yep, more drama. This is called me screenshotting receipts. Do you guys want to know what it is? This is the truth of the drama channels right here. James Charles tweeted out 9 minutes ago. It's so liberating when people finally start to see what you've been seeing all along. You can all go to my drama video tomorrow and you can say, Peter Monn was sitting on the vlog when when I was still talking to you guys and I was screenshotting stuff. And it didn't matter because the camera had stopped. Is there anything else that I need to know? Oh, people are already retweeting this tweet. Crazy, crazy, Drama Town, crazy. Can you imagine if you lived in a world called Drama Town? It's like Halloween Town, but it's all drama. Can you even imagine? Here, I'm gonna pull a Misha. Misha, my good Judy, in my book club, True Crime Book Club. Well, not mine, Mel and I's book club. She always gets right up in the camera and puts her lip gloss on. I think that's why I started doing the lip gloss in my drama videos, actually. I mean, I've always, you know, done the lip balm, but she is so funny. I love her. I love you, Misha, if you're watching. Now let's go. So yeah, Alex and I had a conversation tonight, and I lost my SHITUT. So we were laying in bed, and we were just talking about how happy we were about... I'm gonna get real emotional if I start talking about this, but we were just talking... Who just, like, leaves their grocery... There's not even a grocery store around here. And look, somebody just left their grocery cart over there on the side of the road. Can you see it? But anyway, we were talking, and I said, I don't even know how we got started talking about it. We were just like, the dogs were being very, very sweet. We were just laying there, and we were talking about like what the vet had said about Tucker, and you know, talking about Boo and that they're in really good health, and that we were really happy about that. And I said something to the effect of, I don't even remember what I said. It was a really good conversation, you guys. We have some of our best conversations late at night right before we go to bed, but I'm gonna go this way. I said something to the effect of like, well, first of all, this stupid camera, come on. I'm very protective of, I'm very protective of Alex's feelings with Pee-Pee. And yes, Pee-Pee was my dog too, but Pee-Pee was Alex's dog that he brought into our relationship. His ex had given Alex Pee-Pee for a birthday. There was like a period of time when people said that, they said I wouldn't call Pee-Pee by his real name. His name was Duncan. And that they said I wouldn't call Pee-Pee Duncan because his boyfriend gave it to me. I have no issues with Alex's ex. The story is completely ridiculous. It was actually, and I thought it was Sarah for the longest time, but it was another friend of theirs from college that lives in Chicago now, and she named Pee-Pee Pee-Pee because his Pee-Pee was always showing. So no, I actually had nothing to do with the naming of that, but he preferred to, I mean, like, he would answer to Pee-Pee more than he answered to Duncan. So anyway, and Alex usually only called him Duncan, like, when he had done something wrong, and he would, you know. But anyway, like, if he peed on the carpet or something, Alex would be like, Duncan, you know. But anyway, I was talking about Boo and Tucker, and I said, you know, sometimes it's hard for me because, like, having gone through what and I'm there, like, literally all day long with you guys, with these little guys, you know. So it's like, it's hard for me because they're literally by my side, and it reminds me a lot of Pee-Pee, and, you know, because they're just always there in what I'm filming and what I'm doing and whatever. So it reminds me a lot of Pee-Pee because they were there too, but Pee-Pee was always by my side. And I said something to Alex. I said, you know, like, I'm really glad that they're healthy, but, like, I always think about, like, there's going to be a day that they're not here. And I just started bawling. And he was like, well, babe, like, what can I do to help that out? And I was like, there's nothing you can do. But I said, you know, like, they're 11 going on 12. Like, they're not going to, I mean, they don't turn 12 until September, but, like, they're not going to be here forever. Like, well, I think we figured out, we got them in September. Their birthday's actually in July. I'm like, you know, they're, like, they're not 5 years old anymore. And I think, like, if you remember when I found out that Pee-Pee was sick, I would talk a lot about how I just wanted to stop time, you know, and that I wanted to stop time, and like, I know it was an irrational feeling, but I just didn't want, I didn't want the days to go by when PP wasn't here anymore. And, so we were talking about, like, you know, all the things that we could do with Boo and Tucker, like to spend more time with them. And, you know, I mean, we spend all of our time is spent with them when we're at home, you know. But, like, honestly, like, when PP was alive and Alex had to get up early for work, they would sleep in their house like 3 to 4 nights a week. Because if Alex had to get up, Tucker and PP would play all night long and they would keep Alex up. So we ended up, like, having them sleep in their house 3 to 4 nights a week, which they didn't mind. Like, Boo Radley loves his little house. But since PP has been gone, since he passed away, I don't think we have, like, I can't think of one night that we've slept in the bed alone without the dogs. Like, they've slept in the bed every single night, right? And we spend all of our time with them. And I'm just very conscious of my time with them, to a point where, like, I think I do think a lot about when they're not here. Kind of like when my mom passed away, how it was on my radar a lot about, like, family members and friends. And then I was very conscious of, like, the time that I had with people. I started thinking about it more and more and more, you know, and when I was with people, like, what that time meant to me and things like that. So we were laying there, like, I don't really ever bring up, like, unless Alex brings up PP, I don't bring him up. Like, Alex will send me pictures sometimes, and I'll be like, oh, PP, I miss him, and whatever, but, like, I kind of grieve alone about some of it, because Alex, like, if we start talking about PP, even a good memory, like, Alex immediately starts bawling. And I'm very protective of him on that, you know? Like, I want him to be able to feel what he needs to feel, and I don't want him to feel like, I don't know, I'm just, like, I don't want to get him upset, you know? So, but, like, I miss talking about PP, and, like, there have been times, you know, when, like, there are a lot of times that we'll just lay there and talk about PP and share videos with each other and whatever, but, like, I've really missed that little guy lately. I don't know what it is. Like, I really, really miss him. And I think it feels weird because it's now been, like, over a year. And it's like, all last year, it kind of felt like it was yesterday that he had been there. But it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like it's been a while. You know, it honestly feels like it's been some time. And, you know, we've got our new routine with Boo and Tucker. And it doesn't look like the routine that we had with PP, you know? Like, the way that we take them out, and we don't, you know, have to do the medicine with PP anymore. It's just, like, so much has changed. And, like, even the feeding them has changed, and just everything, you know, it's just like, and sometimes it's, like, being there all day long and taking them out and giving them treats. And, you know, like, Tucker, unless I'm filming, like, my Peter Christmas video, they don't really ever come up on the chair with me like PP did. Boo Radley, usually while I'm filming during the day, like, one of them will be in the bed that's on the floor, or, like, usually Tucker. Like, Tucker usually hangs around with me a lot. Boo Radley will go down to his house and sleep. And then Tucker will, like, lay on the first step. And then when I get up, like, I'll film a video, and then when I get up to render it on the computer, and then, like, you know, do all this kind of stuff, then Tucker will get up, and then Boo Radley runs upstairs because he hears me moving around, and then, like, I'll take them out and whatever. Like, we have a routine that we're going on, but, like, I think about PP a lot. And I said to Alex tonight, I said, I don't want to upset you, and so I don't bring him up. Like, I don't have anybody to talk to about, and I miss that knew him, and, like, I'm, like, other than Tanya, and I miss him, you know? And Alex was like, well, why don't you feel like you can bring him up? And I said, because I don't want to make you upset. And he was like, well, that's okay if I get upset. It's because I miss him, you know? And So we sat there and we talked about Pee-Pee for a little bit, and it's just hard, you know, it's really, really hard. And it's like, I don't mind getting older. I say this a lot. Like, I don't really, it's not about getting older. None of that, like, the wrinkles and the, you know, like, I even said to Alex the other day, I said, do my hands look like they're getting older to you? And he said, no. He goes, they're dry, but no, they don't seem like they're getting older. But he was like, you don't have any, what are they, liver spots yet or whatever? Like, I don't care so much about that. I really don't. Like, I'm not a person that gets stuck on, like, I'm 48, I'm 55, I'm 70. I mean, I don't care about all that. I just am not ready to go yet. But, like, I just wish there was, like, a moment in time that I could have just, like, stopped and we could have just... I mean, you can't, you know, but I wish that there just was... It's not like, and this is the thing, it's not like I'm not happy with, you know, just Alex and Boo and Tucker. I am. We're very happy. We have a little family and everything, and I think it made us even more appreciate what we have, but it's like, Pee-Pee just brought so much to our lives, and it's just really hard, you know? He had such a strong personality that it was almost like he was another person there with me, whereas Boo and Tucker have strong personalities, but they don't seem like having other people around. Like, Pee-Pee seemed like it was like Pee-Pee and I, and we were like, you know, it was, and they were the babies. Like, that was kind of how I looked at it, you know, that Boo and Tucker were like these crazy little baby brothers, and Pee-Pee and I were like, you know, taking care of them during the day, and, you know, kind of like Welcome to Plathville, and, you know, Pee-Pee was Lydia, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how it felt. And then Alex would come home, and we'd all be a family together and whatever, and it's like, it's just different now. And like, in some ways, Tucker has kind of taken that role over, so it's kind of like me and Tucker, like how Pee-Pee and I were, and then, like, Boo Radley is like the baby. That's definitely how it feels. I don't know, it's just hard, you know? But I feel like I can talk to Alex about it now, like, when I feel like I want to bring up something about Pee-Pee, you know? But, like, even if I would, like, I felt like in the past, like, if I would say just something like, do you remember when Pee-Pee would do this or whatever, like, Alex would just, like, start crying. And I didn't want to make him sad. So unless Alex would bring it up, which he typically would cry anyway, but I just didn't want to be the one instigating that, so I would just let him bring it up, you know? I don't know. Anyway, we had a great talk about it, and I feel better about it. Because I want to talk about Pee-Pee, you know? And I don't want to upset Alex. And he was so sweet. He was like, babe, you can bring up Pee-Pee anytime you want. And if I cry, I cry, you know? It's just... And I'm like, I know, but, like, you know... What did I do today? Okay, so, well, I slept all night long. I told you guys that when I vlogged earlier today, because I went to bed, I slept all, okay. So when I got done with my vlog, it was so funny because right after that, like, I passed, I, like, was turning to go home, and I looked over, and Tanya and her son Nick were, like, in the car, and she was, like, looking at me, like, what? It was like we caught each other, and I was like, it was so funny. So I went home, and then I uploaded the videos and stuff. I made 2 drama videos, which I could have probably made 5, and then I filmed this video. Somebody had asked me to, like, walk around our house and show our artwork. We don't have any artwork that's worth anything in our house. It's just stuff that we like. And actually, it's kind of funny because in the basement, I have, like, all of these, like, paintings and stuff that my mom had. they're not worth anything. Nothing I have is worth anything. But I have them like all like up against this, like in between this chair and this box. They're just kind of there. And I've kept them, and like I went down there tonight because I was going to bring some of them up to show in the video. And I was like, why am I keeping some of these paintings? Like, we don't, like, they're nothing that we even would need or want, you know? And then, we also have stuff down there that Alex and I have that we haven't put up on the walls yet either. So we've got that. We've got one big long photography print. So we've got all kinds of stuff down in the basement. So someday when we get the walls, someday soon, going with him, someday soon. I love Judy Collins so much. Do you guys like that song by Judy Collins? Father could not stand him, 'cause he rode the rodeo. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying now. But anyway, yeah, so I made that video, and then I did my review video when I was out vlogging, well, before I vlogged, and then I vlogged. So that was my review, vlog, drama. Oh, that hurt. And then my video from my Peter Does Stuff channel. Ooh, I like pulled my thumb way over. I'm like wanting to hurt my thumb for some reason. And then I was gonna do a Peterisms video, but Alex was on his way home. And then, like, as soon as I was getting stuff uploaded, he, like, texted me. He said, hey, I'm here. I forgot to text you. And so I went out and moved to my car. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put the lights up and stuff and let him enjoy his evening. So he came in and put his pajamas on, which is basically underwear, t-shirt, and his robe. And, which is sexy. But anyway, it is. My husband's so cute. And then he made a cheese pizza, a Costco cheese pizza. I didn't think it looked very good, but he said it was really good. And that's when I made a sandwich and had some potato salad and whatever, the rest of my onion dip and stuff. And then, yeah, and then what did we do after that? I got the other stuff up. Alex was watching The Real Housewives. Oh, I watched part of The Real Housewives of Dallas with him, like the majority of it. And then, what else did we do? Oh, he was really, really tired. So after that, he was like, I'm gonna go upstairs and go to bed. And that was like at 9:30. I called Tanya, or I texted Tanya and asked her if she wanted to get a fountain pop. She had had a family dinner earlier. And she didn't, she was like in for the night. She was tired. It was like a birthday family dinner. So, they went out to dinner, the whole family. So she was like, yeah, I'm in for the night. I think I talked to her. Oh, I did. I called her and we talked for a little bit. And then that was like 10. And then I came upstairs at like 10:15 maybe. And Alex was in bed and he was playing Township. And so I laid there, that's when we like talked, and then after that I was like looking at TikToks and stuff, and before I knew it, it was like 12 or whatever, and I was gonna lay down, and I didn't really, so. That was my day. Pretty exciting day, I think. Now I've got that song, that someday soon, going with him, someday soon. I got that stuck in my head. My parents could not stand him. Was it my father? 'Cause he rode the rodeo. I can't remember the words. It is still out tonight. In the still of the night. 32 degrees. Full tank of gas. Nowhere to go. People always ask me, where are you driving to? They always say, I love when I get that question in my vlog when people are like, Where are you driving to? Nowhere. Nowhere soon, that's for sure. I just like to drive. I just love to drive. I've always loved to drive and just be in my car. I don't know what it is. I've loved road trips ever since I was a little kid. I just love it. I love to just drive around. I especially love to drive around and listen to audiobooks. Like, that's like my favorite thing in the entire world. I've got to get into this Janet DeLeon book. Somebody commented on my vlog that they ordered the first, or they read or listened to the first one and they didn't like it, and then they said that they really like J.D. Robb. I mean, it's not for everybody, I know that. I've tried to get Tanya to read Louisiana Long Shot, the first book in the Janet DeLeon series, and she's like, yeah, I just don't really think I'm gonna like it. And honestly, she probably wouldn't. It's not really her thing. And I've tried to get my friend Valerie to read them too, and she hasn't. I mean, like, it's just not for, I don't think everybody's gonna like everything, right? You know? There's a lot of books that people recommend to me, and I start, I'm like, I think, like, sometimes when we say, like, this is our favorite book, and then somebody reads it, and they're like, oh, like, how is that your favorite book? You know, whatever. It's like, you know, forever To Kill a Mockingbird was my favorite book, and it still is, I think. I really like the movie more than the book, which is crazy. I reread the book like 2 falls ago, I think. And, well, I listened to it on Audible because I never listened to it on Audible, and I wanted to because, I wanted to listen to it on Audible because Sissy Spacek narrates it. And it was like listening to a completely different book. Like, she did something different with all the voices, and I just was very used to Mary Badham, who played Scout in the movie, how she spoke. And so it was weird for me. I didn't, and I love Sissy Spacek. I did not like that version of it at all. And I had kind of forgotten how many pieces of To Kill a Mockingbird are actually not in the movie. Like, there's whole characters. Like Scout's aunt and uncle aren't in the the movie. And I mean, there's whole pieces of the book that are not in the movie. And then what I realized was, I think that my attachment to the book has so much to do with my mom. And that was really like my mom and I's movie, like, always. Not so much the book, but the movie. I mean, my mom loved the book as well, but definitely the movie more. And we would watch it like every fall and every summer, you know, and I just have a lot of memories attached to my mom and I watching that movie. It was definitely like a staple in our house. And, but like when I read the book, and it wasn't just a Sissy Spacek narration, it was like, I didn't, and maybe it's because I've read it so many times. Like, I've tried to do this with Catcher in the Rye too. Now, it's funny because when I was younger, I was like, so like, oh, I relate to Holden Caulfield, I really get it, you know? And I remember my mom, because like that was one of my mom's favorite books, was Catcher in the Rye. And you know, you have to remember, when my mom read it, and she loved it, it was not like the trendy book to say, oh, my favorite book is Catcher in the Rye. Because there was like a period where like, you know, like if you were real different and artsy, then Catcher in the Rye was like your book, you know what I mean? It was probably like after I was in high school that was the case. But my mom, when she read it, and she loved J.D. Salinger across the board. She loved all of his stuff. She loved Franny and Zoe, which is a super depressing book. A super sad book, I should say. I don't like to use the word depressing as an adjective for things. But anyway, it just is a sad book. Desperate book. And, but my mom loved Franny and Zoe. She loved, Race High, the Roof Beam Carpenters is another one of J.D. Salinger. She loved the whole idea that J.D. Salinger was a recluse. We read Franny and Zoe for the book club, and I don't remember reading the whole thing. I do remember reading Franny when I was younger, because my mom loved it so much, and I really, really liked it. I did not remember reading Zoe, so I don't know that I ever finished the whole thing, because it's 2 separate stories. Franny's one story and Zoe's another story, but it's in the same book. There's an angst and desperation about the stories that I don't, like when my mom got older, I would say to her, like, you know, do you still love, you know, Catcher in the Rye? And she'd say, I don't love it as much as I used to. It makes me really sad. And, you know, like, she would say the same thing about, like, listening to, like, Bob Dylan and Arlo Guthrie and Judy Collins and Joan Baez. She would say, you know, like, the music of her youth, she would say, that music makes me really sad today. Like, it reminds me of, like, eras gone, or, you know, periods that have passed by, time periods that have passed by. And she's like, it doesn't really, it reminds me of, like, yesterday or yesteryear. It's like, it doesn't make me happy the way that, well, maybe it never made her happy, but, like, it ignited some kind of passion in her. But, like, as she got older, you kind of see the truth in some of those stories, if that makes sense. Catcher on the Rye definitely does the same thing for me now. I tried to read it a couple years ago. I think I did a buddy reads for a whole month on BookTube, and I just really, like, I just didn't have the same response to it. I should actually try to read it again and see what I think about it. Ariel Bassett on BookTube did a whole video where Ariel Bassett, she is the one that started, I think I was talking about her on my video the other night. She did a whole, she started BookTubeathon, which is now called a Reading Rush. She does with Rayanne. I think her name's Rayanne. But anyway, they both run it now, just not her. But she did a whole video where she talked about Catcher in the Rye actually being a young adult novel, and I had never thought of it that way, which is interesting. But my mom loved the whole thing about, I can't think of what his name is, but, like, Holden Caulfield's uncle or something, who's, like, a big part of, like, it's the whole family. Like, he writes about this whole family and all of his stories. And there's, what's the other one? 9 Stories? I don't think I've read that one either. But, you know, it's funny when I look back on my life, like, books that have really, like profoundly impacted me. Like, I remember, and this was when I was drinking, I read The Sun Also Rises by Hemingway. And then, I can never remember this one by Fitzgerald. But they're very similar stories. They both take place in Paris. Why can't I think of the Fitzgerald book? I'm going to have to pull in here because I'm going to have to know. It's going to drive me crazy. But then when I was sober, I read Garden of Eden by Hemingway. And I have to say that's probably the Hemingway book that affected me the most. And I don't even know why, but I think it was the period of my life. It's a lot about relationships and gender and things like that. And it's his last book that he didn't even finish, supposedly. And I can never remember this Fitzgerald book, you guys, and it's the one book, I can see the cover of it, it's blue, and it, like, really, 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 like, affected me at that time that I was reading it. And The Sun Also Rises, too. But I can remember sitting there on my patio drinking, reading those books, and just kind of feeling part of that expatriate world that, of course, you know, I wasn't, because it was the early 90s, and that had been in, like, the 40s, you know, which is so strange that I felt that way. I'm almost at 29 minutes. This is going to stop in a second, and the battery is going to die. It's like halfway, so let's see. F. Scott. It's the one where the character is supposed to be Zelda, his wife. Where is that? Not the side. Okay, not that. Nope. Nope. Where? Not The Beautiful and the Damned. Why can't I think of it? Let's see. Tender as the Night. I love that book. Great Gatsby is the one that's blue. I didn't dislike The Great Gatsby, but I didn't love The Great Gatsby. Interestingly enough, that's one of my husband's favorite movies, the Leonardo DiCaprio version of it. I just think it's such a sad story. I mean, all of his stories are really tragically sad, but I think that one, The Great Gatsby, is just like, I was still talking and it just stopped. I didn't even know it, and I looked up and it had stopped. I don't even know what I was saying now. I was talking about The Great Gatsby. I feel like it's just a really sad book. You know, it's a lot about money and control and lost love and lost lives. And it's just a really sad book. And Tender as the Night, if I remember, I should reread it. It probably would not affect me the same way that it did then. I just remember it being a lot about like these parties and things, but kind of like, well, what happens when the party stops? And it's just like the two of you. I mean, they're very like, I don't know why I'm thinking of these movies. It's gonna sound so funny, but I love these movies with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke. The first one is called Before Sunrise, and it's about two people that meet on a train, and she's going to Paris, and they get off in Prague, and he's getting off there to get like a flight home to the United States, and they meet, and they decide, if you've never seen this movie, it's fantastic, you should see it. There's 3 of them actually now, but they decide that they're gonna just spend the night together, and what happens, happens, and they walk all around, I think it's Prague, and they walk all around Prague, and they're like, what happens, happens, and that they're not, at the end of it, they're not gonna exchange phone numbers, they're not gonna like agree to meet again or anything like that. I'm gonna have to kind of ruin it for you a little bit because I just want to tell about the story, but anyway, it won't ruin it for you. They're still fantastic movies. So at the end of the first one, they decide that they're gonna meet again. I think it's like a year later or something at the same place, or they're gonna meet somewhere exactly a year later. So then the next movie, which is called Before Sunset, is she still lives in Paris. It's like 5 or 10 years down the road. I think it's like 10 years down the road. And they have these signs here showing like where the road is to turn, and I always think it's like closer than it is. But anyway, he's at a book signing. He's now written a book, and the book is about the night they spent together, fictionalized, I think, if I remember correctly. And then she sees him in there. She's in the bookshop, whatever. He's doing this reading or signing or whatever. She walks by or something. Anyway, they spend the night together again, like, or the day together, and they're like talking and eating and whatever. And so fantastically, they're in her apartment, and she plays this Nina Simone album for her. Or she plays this Nina Simone live album for him, and he's just sitting there on the couch, totally just in awe of her, right? And they've talked a lot about like why he didn't show up and what happened and all this kind of stuff, and they've both been in other relationships and whatever. And at the end, she's dancing like in front of this fireplace, kind of. I mean, it's not like a lit fireplace, but she's just like dancing. I think it's a fireplace. I should watch these movies again. They're so good. She's like dancing to this Nina Simone album, and she looks at him and she's like, "You're gonna miss your flight." He was supposed to leave again that night, and she's like, "You're gonna miss your flight." And he puts his hands back like this, just kind of like, "Oh well," like he like, you know. And that's the second one. And the third one, these are all done by that Richard Linklater who did Dazed and Confused. And he also did the movie about Boy's Life, or about a Boy's Life, I think. The one that, what's-her-face, Patricia Arquette won an Academy Award for, and it's done so fantastically. They filmed it like once a year. They would get together over the period of like 12 years, and they filmed that movie. If you've never seen it, it's unbelievable. It's the same cast, and they've aged over the period of 12 years, and it's so unbelievable. It's from like the point when she's married to Ethan Hawke in that movie, I forgot. And then they have kids. They have like a son and a daughter, and it's about the son and the daughter, like, as the parents get divorced, and then they get older, and then it ends with him the kid going to college, and it's about his life. I think it's called Boy's Life, maybe. But it's with Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke, and it's fantastic. I loved it. And not a lot of people did. I don't know. I think I just love this Richard Linklater's filmmaking so much. His directorial abilities as being a director. I just love what he does in movies. Although he did like one movie that I didn't like I was going to say This Is Spinal Tap, but I thought that was Christopher Guest, so I could be wrong. But anyway, he did like one or two movies that I was like never been interested in watching. But anyway, in the last movie called Before Midnight, I think is what it's called, or After Midnight or something like that, it's Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and they're like on a summer vacation, and like, I think between the first and the second movie, he had like, got married and had a son or something, and then they were divorced. And in the third one, they're married, and they're like in a summer vacation in like Greece or the south of France, and they're like in this house, and they're not getting along, and like, it's just really, it's a hard movie to watch, because it's very, very real. Like, you can see this is a couple that is in a lot of pain, and their marriage isn't going great, and the son is there, like, they pick, like, if I remember correctly, it starts off with them picking him up at the airport, son or daughter, maybe he had a daughter, I can't remember, but anyway, it's basically about, like, this night of them, it seems like it was longer than that, but I feel like it was just maybe like a night of there, and there's like a lot of drinking involved, and they say hurtful things to each other, and she's like, maybe we should just leave, and I can't remember how it ends, honestly, but I remember it doesn't end as tragically as I thought it would, but it was very, very real and very hard to watch. Those are such fantastic movies. But that's the kind of stuff I liked when reading, like, Tender as a Night, like, very real, like, emotions. I used to love to read that stuff. I think it's why I probably steered away from, like, I never really loved, like, Emily Bronte, you know, Charlotte Bronte, you know, I never liked any of that kind of stuff when I was, like, reading, like, English literature and stuff like that. I also thought that stuff was, like, very whimsical, but very sad at the same time. I do remember, though, watching those movies. I can't remember what the film company is, but it started with, like, A Room with a View and Howard's End. Do you guys remember those movies? What's the film company that made those movies? And they were just, I remember seeing A Room with a View, and it was so beautifully done. I watched it with my mom, and I can remember just thinking, like, I think I watched it, like, after it had been out for a couple of years or something. And that actress that was in it, she was really famous for a while, too. God, I can't remember who, like, did those movies. But anyway, people loved those, and there was a bunch of movies that came from that production company. Do you remember, like, those kind of movies, like those where they'd take, like, great pieces of literature and they would turn them into these modern movies? Like, they were really, like, people really loved those movies for a while, you know? And then they just kind of stopped. People didn't watch them anymore. Why can't I think of who made those movies? And I can't even think of the woman's name that was in it, in Room with a View. She's super famous, though. Why can't I think of her name? I can see her in my head. She's like curly hair. Why can't I think of her name? That was a good movie. I also remember watching The Talented Mr. Ripley and just thinking, like, I thought it was such a great movie, but such a bizarre movie. And then I wanted to read, like, everything by Patricia Highsmith, because she wrote that. And I got a bunch of her books. I think I started a couple of them, but I just couldn't really get into it. Is Daniel Day-Lewis still around? Is he alive? My mom used to love him. I feel like we used to see, like, really significant movies like that. I feel like we don't see as many movies like that as much anymore, you know? Like these epic pieces like that. I wanted to see that movie. I think it was called, like, Washington Park or something. That the guy, Lin-Manuel, whatever his name is, from Hamilton was supposed to put out. Did he ever put that movie out this summer? I wanted to see that. Like, Alex and I looked at the trailer, and I was really excited about seeing it. It was like a musical, and it was like in the streets of New York City. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was supposed to, it looked beautiful. I wanted to see that, and I feel like it was supposed to come out, and then did it come out? I feel like because movie theaters aren't open anymore, I don't have any clue what is coming out, when it's coming out, if it's coming out, if it's out or not. Like, I feel like... And do we know why movie theaters are closed? Like, I guess, like, everything else is open that you can go to, gyms and stuff. Here, at least, it's like, couldn't you have the chairs marked off, like... Or is it just not even affordable for them to do that, is what I'm thinking. Like, couldn't you have them marked off, like, so they're 6 feet apart or whatever? Unless you were coming with somebody that, like, you could buy 2 tickets together or whatever. Maybe they just don't want to do that, I don't know. But, like, it seems so bizarre to me that movie theaters are closed for good. I'm sure this is just gonna bankrupt, like, movie theaters like AMC and stuff like that. I mean, they have been closed for so long now. How could they possibly open and function again? People weren't going to movies a lot anyway. And it was so expensive to go to movies. I wonder if they open back up, like, what the cost is gonna be to go see a movie. It's gonna probably be so much more expensive than it was before, which was already a lot, you know? Are there any movie theaters open? You guys watch, I was gonna talk about this earlier, I meant to, but then I got in talking about reading all the comments. Did you guys watch, oh, the battery is gonna die. Just started flashing. I just was gonna say, did you watch any inauguration stuff today? Lady Gaga, beautiful. J-Lo sounded beautiful. Garth Brooks brought me to tears singing Amazing Grace. I love that song. And that poet, that 22-year-old poet, amazing. When she said, and love will be our legacy, I just lost it completely. I love that idea of love being our legacy. Anyway, if you made it this far in the vlog, let's see, something I haven't put for a while. Let's put all the color blue for the blue hearts, because I, love blue hearts. Or yellow flowers. Blue hearts and yellow flowers. Let's do that. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. I love you very, very much. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Practice, like I also always say, practice random acts of kindness. But like I also always say, don't tell anyone. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you today. This battery is going to die on me. And like it says in the 4 agreements, always lead with love, and let's be kind to one another. Let's put some kindness, goodness, love, caring, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, tolerance, and hope. I love the word hope. And grace out there into the world. Hope and grace. Grace and hope. Amazing grace. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! For Adriana, I had to come back and say, just one last time, one more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. That was for Adriana. I love you guys, bye. Love ya!